Hey guys, this is Lucid. Welcome back. We are speeding through the end of the Macone series, and there's a few reasons for it. One is I basically have no chance of winning, and it's a little painful to go through and relive turns. I guess that I don't know. I mean, it's painful enough to play a game where you know you're going to lose. And I think that's when a lot of people end up subbing out in games. I don't think I've ever subbed out of a game that I'm losing. But this one, we'll talk about it later. We're going to basically, well, we'll see. But, as I promised at the beginning, or at the end of last episode, we are going to have a big battle in Macone. Because Satis had massed a big army outside my capital, and they're going to be attacking me. And let's see what we've got. It's not as much mage support as before. There's a good number of mages, but not a huge amount. He's got a few tarts, a lot of elite warriors, or slave warriors. And then on our side, we've got a lot of undead, some Maconians, a bunch of spells coming out. Mass Fly goes off. He does not have a Staff of Storms. And that's going to allow us to jump all over his dudes. We hit these Dark Vines, which we do, I guess, okay against. Though really this isn't super efficient because we're not making a ton of contact with his dudes. But it doesn't appear we're taking many losses and he's taking a lot. We've got Foul Vapors up, and I think I have all the requisite. I think I put everything up. Like if we look at our guys, yeah, we've got regeneration and poison resistance, so that's not doing shit. We've got our Tart Killers coming in. These guys are gonna get blown up. Yeah, she's about to get completely wrecked. Yeah. So anyway, we murdered the shit out of them. They lost everything. We lost all our Long Dead, but we didn't lose much else. And our Long Dead is basically free spawn for us, so we don't get much of it, but it's mostly free. So that was good. Basically what I tell Satis, I think I killed this army too. I think we do that in a turn or two. And we'll skip through to doing that, because, what was it, turn 84? Was that turn 84? Did I stale? Yeah, okay, I staled. I think I actually did my turn that time, but I forgot to submit it. So turn 86. We move here, and we're making gestures like we're going to go back and attack. Maybe everybody stalled. There was something really weird going on with Llama server at this time. I think that's what happened. I think it did like a new turn, and like a few minutes later it like rolled a new turn for everybody, and so everybody staled. I think that's what happened, because that's why we didn't really see anything happen even though I staled. I think we decided to roll with it instead of reloading the turn. 87. You can see the manifestations. I effing hate assassinations. Remote assassinations are dumb. They really are. We have a big battle here where he's trying to take his next fort from us. But we've got a few brave men here. We've got a Fairy Queen. We're gonna do Fog Warriors, an Army of Gold. And then I think he was supposed to do Firestorm, but he did Flame Eruption. We've got a Tart here, but we've got this guy with... They may kill this, yeah, he killed that Cyclops, but... Got a bunch of Fire Elementals who are doing some work. He does have Army of Gold up, so the Fire Elementals aren't going to do too much. But we've managed to cause a rout. I can't remember, I felt like we did better in this battle than this. Okay, yeah, this shows us losing, but I think in reality we actually won pretty severely. So this is a case of the replay not matching, but just different RNG. Probably what happens is they routed sooner, and then if they route it, because we saw a lot of their guys route, Elite Warriors have shit morale. But anyway, so I guess this was just a contest of the cowards, and different RNG changed 2-1. But because of that, because this army got slaughtered, and we cut off some of the retreat routes, Satis is pretty weakened. I sent him a message at this point, and I was like, hey dude, you can have this fort, you took it from me. You took this fort from me. So you can basically keep both of these. I will accept that as punishment for, because I started this war, for picking a bad war, but we can fight each other, but it's kind of taking a lot of time to do these turns, because this is like, 10 or 15 turns of war. And there was a lot of raiding, counter-raiding, mind hunting, all this stuff I was doing. It didn't seem like a lot of effort, because I went through them really quick in the Let's Play, but it took a lot of time in real time. And neither of... If he were to conquer me, it would put him in a much stronger position where he could potentially win the game, maybe, because I'm kind of big. But if he can't, and we just sit here and we're like two... He's probably one of the smaller players on the board, though he has 2 good globals. Oh no, Marverny took Gift of Health back from him, but for a while he had, 2 globals. If that were the case, then, he would be pretty powerful, but, two small nations kind of grinding it, or I'm not that small, but weak nations, fighting each other this late in the game, it's turn 87, we're condemning ourselves to losing. And so he was like, sure, we can make peace. But the only way I got that was just because I basically destroyed 2 of his armies. So, basically he's going to keep, I think, this stuff. Yeah, he's going to keep that. So he keeps these 3 things, which weren't his before. Which, that's fine. And now I have to figure out what we're going to do. There's a few more things we're going to cover. I'm going to, because now I'm basically going to try to I'm going to finish part of the problem was I had to, pull almost everybody. My unrest here is way too high for low-level blood hunters to work. Got these 2 guys blood hunting, but this too high unrest for level 1 blood hunters. So, we need more chaff. I really should have these guys, making wolves. But anyway, we need that blood income. I think I've turned these guys back on, my scout army, which is totally fucking up this province, but whatever. Because we really need to get, and we still haven't gotten it yet. He's making another blood booster here at Brazen Vessel, and we're getting close to being able to do... In fact, we should be able to do it now. I don't even know if I need that Brazen Vessel, but if I put all my air gear on him, I think, and I could also empower him in air. We've got some here. I think I'm getting very close to being able to do a Robe of the Magi. But I'm going to need the blood slaves for that. I don't know if I can do it. Anyway, once I'm able to do it, then I can take this Lich who's making a skull face. And a Lich with a skull face... Wait, how did I get a Lich? Oh, I think Marverny loaned me a skull face for a turn. And that allowed me to summon a Lich. Marverny knows I'm not a threat. So... and he knows that if Satis eats me, Satis is going to be a bigger threat than me. So he was kind of helping me out with giving me a skull face for just a turn. So anyway, that allowed me to get a Lich. We're making another skull face. Then the skull face plus... this plus a Robe of the Magi, and we should be up to basically high enough to do tarts. And we're about to finish tart research this turn. Yeah, we need to be death 7, and then we're going to get +2 from the skull face, and then the, whatchamacallit, Robe of the Magi. So, that'll be nice. And then, if you look at it, we have recuperation in our bless, which some of you may have forgot. Oh wait, we don't have it. What was I thinking we did? Oh, we have unaging. I don't know why I was thinking we did. Did my god die? No. For some reason I was thinking we... No, okay, we don't. I don't know, for some reason I thought we did in the game. But, God, that's so weird I thought that. Anyway. We'll be able to get tarts. Some of them will be useful. And that will help us fix some of our magic diversity issues, because we'll get decent cross paths that we wouldn't otherwise be able to get. We don't have Gift of Health, so we don't have any real way to fix some of the issues we have with... Oh, I'm sorry. With magic path access, but... God, for some reason I was thinking I had recuperation, and I was thinking that that was going to be maybe a ticket to helping in the late game. So anyway, we make that piece, and we're working up to basically be able to get high... I mean, the Robe of the Magi is going to be good for fixing a lot of deep access for a lot of different things, like... And +1 magic, you can't beat it. So it's a really good item to have. It also is going to allow me to potentially contest Well of Misery, but I don't think that... I mean, having a bunch of liches running around would be nice, but I don't think it's going to change the game at this point. Though liches that are air-empowered, which is something I could do, might change the game. I don't know. We could have tried. But basically what's going to happen... We're at turn 97 now. It's 10 turns ahead. I think I don't even get much farther than this. I think it's like turn 90. Yeah, he does Zabalba attacks. He does just the gem burning attack here. And I guess it's just have like basic PD, and then he moves his big army in, which is just a fuck ton of Aussies and Beast Bats and boars that he's stolen from Marverni, which is kind of hilarious. And if we look at his Bless, he's also got a few of these guys here up at the front, which are empowered in different things. Vampires of Fire. So these guys are going to do what? Infernal Prison or whatever it is, where they banish. We'll see that in the next turn, but yeah, these guys get blessed. Blood Surge, Strength, Attack Skill, just very killy Aussies. So when they're blessed, and he's going to probably, you won't see it now, but I mean he'll do Bloodlust or something. So they're going to be even higher strength. So it's going to be 26 strength. He doesn't have magic weapons, so things like Fog Warriors in theory could work. But I don't have a ton of dudes here, and we are going to have a problem. And one of the problems is there's vampires up at the front. So we'll go ahead and pull up the next turn. And I'm playing to kind of get ready to fight Marverni. I'm trying to get some... Because I'm thinking if I'm not going to fight Satist, Marverni's probably the next target. And so I'm trying to get some nature mages to do Beast Mastery. Did I just do 87? Like 88 is it? Do we have a battle inside the fort? Wait, what the hell? 1 second. Okay, I've got the right turn. Basically, a ton more disease demons come out. They mostly just hit scouts, which is why I put the scouts there. We try to assassinate a Vampire Lord, doesn't work. I think this guy was sent out to Gymbait. I don't know if he was successful. Yeah, I don't think it was terribly successful. And then we have a battle in the fortress. So I've got this is probably one of my biggest armies left. I don't have any money, so I can't ever get more armies because of Theft of the Sun. It's auto darkness because of Theft of the Sun. I tried this. I kind of missed it, but I tried dispelling Theft of the Sun too. Nobody wanted to contribute any gems. I got like maybe 40 from Marverni. So anyway, we tried dispelling it. It didn't work. Okay, shit. I gotta do that again. There's some things which happen at the beginning we gotta pay attention to. Look at my Cyclopses. They had important jobs, like they were gonna do Fog Warriors and other things. Okay, this one's gone. Somebody, I think that got an elemental. But, this one does get off Fog Warriors, but I didn't get off Army of Gold, which I think is what my other one was going to cast. And that's because of Infernal Prison, I think is what it's called. Where basically they just get sent to another plane. So yeah, all my guys have like 0 fucking protection, and we're against like... Fog Warriors isn't gonna help when you're against... The Aussies haven't even landed yet, and we're getting killed by the Beast Bats. Like, once the Aussies land, it's just... Like, watch this square. Like, Fog Warriors is just not gonna help. They do so much damage. If you take 25 damage over, like, what's being blocked, and then, yeah. We've got Infernal Prisons coming down, knocking out my dudes. This guy's pretty tanky because he's got a full kit of gear on, but basically everybody gets wrecked. Now, let me tell you, I mean, and also just considering I've lost enough upkeep, like units, of my upkeep isn't quite as horrible anymore, but so I actually have like a little bank, and you can see I've been saving gems, so I haven't... Any chance I had of winning would be at controlling some globals, I think, but I mean, this is wasteful. Let's just be honest about that. And I've been doing my turns kind of quickly, because my chance, you know, going from like 0.0001% chance of winning to 0.002. Don't know how much time I want to spend. I want to put up a good defense and like not, you know, like I scripted this army and stuff, but anyway. But this is a big map, and we have like a very small portion of it, and Zabalba is probably like this big. And just, I can see all this, but this isn't on my land. My land's like this big. Zabalba is a huge blood nation. It's probably this big. Yomi has tons of free spawn in there, I think somewhere over here. They're about that big. And then Marverni has most of everything else. And then TNN is actually kind of big. They are my north and south now too. So TNN actually is like, I think they're kind of narrow, but I think they're kind of like this. So TNN's not tiny, but TNN's not going to win. Zabalba or Marverni is going to win, and maybe Yomi. Now, if my plan was to get into tarts and hope I got some useful ones, this really, and I didn't even exactly think about it, but I should have earlier, but I mean, that's not going to help. Thing is, with Infernal Prison getting spammed, and he can do it, I mean, he doesn't even need to use vampires. He can do communions, and he has fire blood mages. So, I mean, that is not going to save me from anything. Nobody will help me take Theft of the Sundown, which means I'm going to be poor as shit. So relying on recruiting bad units and having Unrest City, I mean, I just want out. So what I do at this point is, when this, like after this battle, and basically when my Cyclopses get sent to... The way, for those of you who don't know, how Infernal Prison works. It's a Blood 9. There's 2 versions of it, Infernal Prison and Claw of Kokietos, or however you say it. And basically, they are 35 range, so you want to forward position your mages like you saw those vampires forward positioned. And reasonably high fatigue, costs 2 blood slaves. But it will, without any, it's 100 precision. No MR check, no armor check, no checks at all. It will just banish a unit to the Inferno, where they're likely to stay for the rest of the game or die there, and there's a small chance they return. But for all intents and purposes, they're dead. So it's the AI for it's actually pretty good. It'll target high HP units. So like, that was why I was saying it's like, oh, I'm going to have tarts. Okay, well, if you have tarts, but they get banished turn 1 to, you know, the Inferno or Kokietos, which is like the ice version of hell. It's like if a tree falls in the woods, you know? So having a few more elite like I can't use my Cyclopses anymore. If I was, like, to win, I would have to probably beat Zabalba. I can't use Cyclopses. I can't use Tartarians. I'm not going to have enough of them anyway because I can't control Gift of Health. Gift of Health is probably controlled by Marverni with like a... Probably at least, because this is the 4th time it's been stolen, it's probably at least a 500 overcast. Or 500 total gem. Like, I'm not in a... I'm like so poor for nature. There's just no way. I could have done, I think, more with like Liches and empowering him in air. I think that would have been the best move I could have made, like looking back on it. Yeah. But I have, my 0.001% chance is now actually 0. So what I do at this point, is I basically say, look, all my neighbors, I end my nap with you. This game's gonna go really late. It's a huge map, turn 91. I'm gonna just script my armies and we'll fight it out. But basically, you guys can just eat me. And I mean, don't worry, I'll inflict as many losses as I can, but I'm also not going to spend a huge amount of time on turns. Like, I'm probably going to spend 15 or 20 minutes and just do as much damage as I can in those. Now, there's things that suck about that, which is like, if you're not near me and I'm going to get eaten, like Yomi, it's not great for them because everybody near me is going to get a little bigger. But I'm also going to cause some attrition to them. Hopefully. And what I'll probably do is when I die, I'll probably give like some amount of gems, probably like 50 to 100, which isn't that much at this point in the game, to any of the significant players who are left, like Yomi, who are not near me, that didn't eat me. And I might give some to Xibalba. Oh no, fuck Xibalba. But I don't know. I might give some to TNN, because as it turns out, TNN's not going to eat much of me. Just because I feel bad about kind of crumpling and falling to Marverni and Therados, which is what's going to end up happening. But like, I could sit in this, because I think diplomatically it doesn't make sense for any of my neighbors to really attack me. They all need to be worried about other bigger, scarier threats. But this game's probably going to go to at least turn 120 or 130, unless somebody else is... Because these guys are kind of in like a stalemate war. And Yomi, I think, is fighting TNN. But the fact these guys are mostly in a stalemate, and that if any one of them gets too big of an advantage, then other people will kind of turn on them. This game's going to go really late. So I have literally no chance at winning. Major blood economy, huge astral power. I control very few globals. Anyway, I've been going on and on about it, but I basically end my nap with everybody, and then they proceed to attack me after this. And I think, what turn is this? Turn 91. I think basically, I don't know if turn 92 it starts, but it might start turn 93. Yeah, it starts turn 92. So Makone starts attacking me. I have some movements to kind of intercept raiders. Like, I've got a Tart Interceptor here, who's probably not going to work very well, but... Or Wraithlord Interceptor. We've got armies scripted to defend. These guys are patrolling. We've got some PD. We're going to be doing Army of Gold and stuff. We'll see how it goes. I'm not spending too much time on turns, though. And that's basically it. So, I don't think I'm going to cover... Oops, sorry. The rest of it as I get eaten. I think we're just going to call it here. I think we're going to go ahead and end this. I'll do thoughts on the nation. Kind of an updated national review next. And we'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to have terribly nice things to say about it. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.